All right, thank you for your patience. Before we move on to public comment on agenda items, there's one thing I wanted to mention. Yesterday, Mr. Howard, Ms. Politi, myself, we were at the high school, and there was the August graduation, and there was over 80 of our students in cap and gown, and it was really a very, very nice ceremony. It wasn't kind of an extra thing. It was the ROTC, the police, escort, walking down the street, going onto Academy Avenue. One of the nicest things was, since it was a smaller group, we were closer to the stands, and a very, very enthusiastic audience, I must say, truly participated. No one gave a real lengthy speech, but several people gave very meaningful speeches to these students. So it's a good mark for the district. It's really a good look, and we applaud those students, and I appreciate everybody there yesterday. Can you make a motion? Okay.
I'll do it.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move that we propose that we move non-agenda, public comments on non-agenda items to up front right after public comments on agenda items. Yeah, numbers, yeah.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levenstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes. Thank you. We are at public comment on agenda items.
First person signed up to speak, Mr. President, on agenda items is Ms. Dawn Fuchek.
Good evening. My name is Dawn Fuchek. I reside in the town of Newburgh. Tonight, I'd like to speak on agendas items 8.1, 8.5, and 8.7. Under retirement, specifically item 8.111, I see the Director of School Facilities and Operations is retiring, and he will be very missed. This is a critical position, and these are very big shoes to fill. And I think that it's important that the district be proactive and not reactive. So my question is, what is the district's plan for replacing this individual? Do we have someone lined up, or is there a transition plan in place to ensure that operations continue smoothly? Item 8.5, why is there a recommendation on the agenda to rehire an individual that we recently terminated? I have concerns about this. The recommendation brings back this individual at a higher salary. According to public records, the 2024 salary for that position was listed at $163,287, and now they're being recommended for this new position, Director of PE and Health, at $166,152. Additionally, if the responsibilities of the former athletic director have now been split into two positions by the creation of this new position, then each role should carry fewer responsibilities. Why then would the salary for the new role be higher than the previous salary of the athletic director? Item 8.7. I'd like to ask about the district's overall hiring process. Specifically, what steps are taken during interviews and background checks? For example, do we contact previous employers and review employment histories thoroughly? I raise this because through a simple online search, I found that the recommended candidate in this resolution resigned in April of 2025 from their prior district. This might be a red flag, might not, and I believe it raises important questions around the vetting of our candidates. Also, this individual's previous salary is listed as $162,951, and the salary here in Newburgh is only $142,326. Again, might this be a red flag? My reason for bringing these up is to simply ensure the district is recommending and hiring only the most qualified candidates for important
Thanks, Mr.
positions.
Fuchak.
The next person is Mr. David Ryan.
Good evening, Acting Superintendent, Board President, Vice President, and esteemed board members. My name is David Ryan, and I live in Newburgh. My comments tonight, prior, now, and later are my own and are made as a homeowner and an individual taxpayer. I rise tonight to speak on item number 5.2, the proposal to hire the Donovan Group, a public relations firm, for $65,000. Let that number sink in. $65,000. $65,000 that could go directly to our classrooms. $65,000 that could pay for teachers. $65,000 that could buy textbooks, pencils, paper, tissues, resources our students actually need. Every dollar spent on PR is a dollar not spent teaching our children to read, do math, or graduate on time. Let's talk facts. 29% of our students are proficient in math, 34% in reading. Our graduation rate is a miserable 79%. Staffing shortages are straining our classrooms. Forensic audit revealed unspent federal funds and serious financial mismanagement. And yet here we are considering spending $65,000 on a PR firm to polish our image? A PR firm can't teach kids, can't hire teachers, can't fix budgets, and can't make up for years of mismanagement. Lipstick on a pig, that's all it is. Now let's talk about leadership, or the lack thereof. The suspension of the previous acting superintendent came after she filed a federal civil rights lawsuit alleging age discrimination, retaliation, and hostile work environment. She denies the charges. Many in the community see this as a politically motivated, a move to discredit someone trying to address real issues. This is not a time for spin. This is a time for leadership and accountability. And then there's 8.5, the hiring of the Director of Physical Education, who I agree with you very much, Ms. Fuchak, and my former board member. I was a co-board member with her. This is a person who oversaw the football debacle last year. Football families, are you hearing me? They are rehiring the guy who threw the coaches and the students under the bus. You can't put lipstick on a pig that way. This is a person who allowed my daughter to experience reverse discrimination and did nothing when I reported it. In fact, he summarily dismissed my concerns. What is your motivation for rehiring him? What has he promised you? I could ask that same question about many of the rehires you made, like the failed superintendent of finance. After she failed in Bloomfield, Albany, Cornwall, all districts where she worked for about a year, we hired her in Newburgh, and she mismanaged our finances to the tune of $14 million. We were fortunate enough to be rid of her, having her move on to fail out a job in Hendrick Hudson. But no. So why rehire her? At a much higher salary and a perpetual raises and lifetime benefits? The same question can be said for the Director of Communications. Why rehire her with perpetual raises and lifetime benefits, especially when her job can be done by a CSA employee?
Sir.
What are your benefits?
Sir.
The next person signed up to speak is Mr. Bob Capano.
Thank you. And first, I'd like to begin by commending and agreeing with the acting superintendent and some of the board members opposing the proposed charter schools. And I say that because too often I think that we get into this mess of opposing everything that one side says and supporting everything that the other side says. And I just think that's wrong. And I think we should be able to respectfully disagree on policy without making each other enemies. And I truly believe that. And as a businessman and a lifelong educator in this community who came just 23 votes of joining this very board, I'm here to speak, I think, some truth to power. And I want to speak about specifically the public relations firm. You're proposing to hire a public relations firm to enhance the district's image amid ongoing challenges. I believe this proposal for a communications campaign is a misguided use of taxpayer dollars, and it overlooks the urgent needs of our students, parents, and families. For years, many on this board have oversaw significant education shortfalls. Our graduation rate stands at 71% compared to 86% state average. Our math proficiency is at 28%, trailing the state's 52% by 24 points. Reading proficiency is 32 points, 14 points below the state's 46%. These stats have placed Newburgh near the bottom in statewide performance in combined reading and math scores. Rather than tackling these issues directly, you want to direct funds to a PR firm to reframe our challenges and respond to criticism. This seems to prioritize image over educating our children and focuses more on narratives than ensuring students achieve grade level proficiency in both reading and math. If the same effort were applied to enhancing school safety and academic results, we could see real progress instead of this evasion of accountability. This PR initiative is a superficial attempt to mask the problems affecting our classrooms and students. We deserve better. A board that puts classrooms before cover-ups, results before rhetoric, and students before self-preservation. I hope this board will reject this ploy. And again, at the end of the day, it should be all about the students. And I know there are challenges and differences, but I hope we can all come together as one. And in an election campaign, things are said and happen, but at the end of the day, it's about students. Thank you.
Ms. Tracy Wallace.
I would like to talk about resolution of hiring the PR firm. So I've been to many board meetings, and I've seen some previous board presidents get upset, especially when the media puts out different incidences that occurred, like there were certain athletic incidences that occurred, and then the board wasn't notified, and the media, and there was a frenzy. And then we have, of course, really bad social media content about our schools, which affects people coming into our schools to be able to help our students, to be able to want to come into our district, to want to help our students, because social media and all of these negativity posts and publications about our schools, it stops people from coming in for us to be able to retain teachers, to withhold teachers, to connect with our communities and stakeholders. So in fact, if you researched, hiring a PR firm would improve the communication with the stakeholders, would improve the communication with retaining your teachers, would improve the communication with people being able to come and be hired. And what does that mean for them? And having those positive PR relations are necessary even when we have these incidences. City of Newburgh is always in the news. It's constantly in the news. I have not seen a district so much in the news, in fact, in such a negative way that stops us from being able to hire people that we really need. So I think that at this point, thinking outside of the box and hiring a PR firm, and then looking at searching, what would a PR firm do for your school district? And how would that impact your school district? And although $65,000 does sound a lot, we have a $334 million budget, which is, it's a large district. So any large number is gonna sound big, but we are a big district. So we do have to invest in our students and in our abilities to connect with stakeholders, connect with people who we're hiring, get the people to come inside. I think this would be a positive effect. I think thinking outside of the box is something that we need to do, and I'm hoping that the board can see this as not something as a waste of money, but investing into their school district so that we can get improvements in our classrooms in which we need, and our specialty teachers that we're lacking we're not finding them, the specialty teachers that we need. We've heard that with the previous exceptional learner director who retired. He stated, we have a hard time finding people to come in, to get hired. We have a diverse population that needs to be addressed. We have qualifications that need to be met. There's a whole list of things of why positive reason for this PR firm to be hired. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. I'd like to comment if I could. First of all, we're not putting lipstick on a pig because we're not a pig, all right? We're a school district, and we're not trying to mask anything. I studied public relations, I've studied marketing. I see the sign out there, which, by the way, is marketing. I'll give you one thing. We have fantastic employees, but not everybody knows we have fantastic employees. And one of the things a PR firm does is not mask the image of the school. They enhance the image of employees, individual ones. We have a great communications director. That's one person. Can't do everything, but a successful PR firm could showcase our employees, be that once a week, once a month, however they do it, and they do very nice videos, they do interviews, and you find out about the people who are working here and how hard they're working, be they a security guard or the person sitting next to me running the district. This is a fantastic thing for the district, all right? Public relations, they're going to put it out there, what we do. Yesterday's graduation, maybe we took pictures, yes, we have great communications, they could turn it into an event. Something more close to us tonight. Everybody in the room is in agreement. We would not like a charter school in Newburgh. Guess what? A PR firm, a good PR firm, you give them their mission, and they will do the mission. They'll do the social media, they'll do the communications, they'll work with Cassie doing communications, and they'll get our message out. Because in the interim, we're trying to run a school district. We are not a marketing firm. So that's my comment on this. I'm not sure if anybody else has comments on agenda items. Ms. Peterson, I'm sorry.
So I just want to also add to the comment, I know the development of this RP, which will also be something that we'll have at the discussion time, what often happens that when we sit here from the community is we haven't heard ... And there's dots to that, and those dots indicate, yes, there's information out there, but then sometimes we need a specific strategic plan around district initiatives. We have a huge building that is coming up, and we need to make sure that our community is aware with that. I have one person in communications. This is a district of 11,000 students and 14 buildings. It is a large span, and a part of developing and putting this forward was to make sure that the community that we serve is made aware of what we can do. We cannot ask for one person to cover 14 buildings. It's a lot, and this is a way for us to look at what we have been doing. If there needs to be corrections and more resources allocated, then that needs to happen, and that the community has a clear understanding of what we do and how we do it.
There's nobody else signed up for public speaking on agenda items. Would anybody else like to address the board on agenda items? Please come to the podium. Okay, we'll move on to non-agenda items. First person signed up to speak on non-agenda items is Ms. Dawn Fuchek.
Dawn Fuchek, Town of Newburgh. Just looking for an update on the hiring for the position of the Assistant Sup for Exceptional Learners. I spoke at the last meeting about how critical this role is, particularly in our district. And if we haven't seen on the agendas this position yet, is because we aren't getting qualified candidates applying for the position, then why is that? And what is the district doing to recruit and retain highly qualified candidates? I also just want to let you know, I will continue to ask at these meetings that the district share with the community its plan to address the current graduation rate, the current reading crisis, the current ELA and math scores. What is the state of the district regarding these things? What is the plan to improve all of them? How are we going to achieve success? And how will this plan be monitored on a regular basis to ensure that we are seeing improvement? We need to focus on student outcomes, and we need to be transparent in the process of doing so. And lastly, I would just ask that Ms. Peterson's presentation from the public hearing on the charter school be posted on the district website and shared with the community so that we can use that to get the information out and support everyone's initiative to ensure that we do not have this charter school come to Newburgh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next person is Mr. David Ryan.
I spoke again. Agenda item.
Next person on non-agenda, Ms. Tracy Wallace. There's nobody else signed up to speak on non-agenda items. If you'd like to speak on non-agenda items, please come to the podium.
Good evening again, Mateo Dotto, NFA co-principal. Two things. Thank you, Mr. President, for sharing your thoughts on graduation. So really, two things I want to talk about. Yesterday's graduation, August graduation, 90 graduates is the number. So we're excited about that. So it was an excellent, congratulations to. And also, I did want to say thank you to, I know it's state requirement now, but I believe over 60 administrators were trained in CPR and AED training. Who do I ask that question? I think it was over 60, right? Over 60. So thank you to Mr. Sager, Mr. Maldonado, who really provided a great opportunity for both an AM session and a PM session to train all those individuals in CPR training and AED training. I would like to put it out there again that I hope that we can do that for everyone in the district, teachers, staff, because it's such an important thing. I'll leave you with this statistic. Outside of the hospital, when someone has a cardiac arrest, the survival rate is under 10%. So everything we can do outside of that in a school setting or outside of a hospital setting, it buys that person time to survive. So I wanted to share that with you because it was very powerful yesterday that not only so many people were certified, but also how important it was for us to be there to do that. So thank you to the acting superintendent, to Mr. Sager, and the board for providing that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's anybody else, please come forward.
Good evening again, Tamika Stewart. I just wanted to share that it's good to hear about the PR firm. 65K doesn't seem like a drop in a bucket to me to get our stories out there, especially with the graduations that we have. I would love to know what the kids are doing, the follow-up with them, also what schools they're going to, universities, what they look like. I think a PR firm would help other kids and inspire other kids when they see their stories, when it looks glossy and it looks nice and fresh on social media and other things. So I think that's a good idea to showcase the good and the positive that comes out of the community, because so many people want to harp on the negative, but we don't have so many people harping on the positive. There are kids that are going to Ivy League universities, top schools, graduating top of their class, honor roll, straight A's. But we only want to talk about the small portion of the negative. So I think that would be that's a great idea. 65K is actually low, so I don't even know what kind of quality the PR firm is, but that's another question. It's very low. Yesterday, myself and some other community members here and some board members, Sunday, we had a back-to-school sneaker drive, and I just want to share and say thank you to all of you who donated. We collected over 150 pairs of sneakers. We were right outside the library. We gave away almost everything we have. I have a couple left, and we have a couple of parents that we didn't have their sizes, so more donors have volunteered to purchase those sneakers for the students and the families. So it was absolutely amazing. Another thing about the back to school sneaker drive was I couldn't tell who was happier, the people that were giving or the people that were receiving, because people were coming up with 10, 12 pairs of sneakers at a time. Phil, one of the board members, Phil Howard, is going to work with one of the local business owners to do something quarterly regarding good grades and good report cards. So, a whole new initiative was born out of it. So I just wanted to share, again, some good news that comes out of Newburgh for the district. So the PR firm could have used that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to address the board on non-agenda items? You have nobody else, sir.
So, yeah, I did sign up, right? So. I haven't started yet. I have my time back? Good evening, Acting Superintendent, Board President, Vice President, members of the board, cabinet leaders, and everybody else since you cut my time. My name is David Ryan. I've lived in Newburgh in New Windsor since 1973, graduated from NFA in '88, and served as a substitute teacher. I'm married to a special education teacher in the district, and I'm a parent of 3 Newburgh scholars. 2 of our children have already graduated from NFA. One is pursuing digital animation, skills nurtured here. Another received the $20,000 Frederica Warner Scholarship, graduated from Worcester Polytechnic Institute, and now serves as a U.S. Air Force second lieutenant in medical school. That scholarship carries special meaning for my family. Frederica Warner, who founded Meals on Wheels, embodied service and fairness. My father, a lifelong Newburgh resident and community volunteer, also served in that very program before retiring. The fact that my son, a white student, earned a scholarship named for a black woman who dedicated her life to fairness and shows what this district can achieve when merit and character matter. Our daughter, a current NFA senior, is thriving despite serious challenges in athletics ignored by this board and the athletic director you're about to rehire. I share this not for self-promotion, but to give you a context. I know what's possible when families, educators, and students collaborate, and I know what poor leadership can do. Here's some facts in the few minutes that I have left. April 23rd, 2024, the board majority you see right here cut over 80 classroom positions and raised taxes despite a hidden $14 million surplus missed by this individual over here. May 21st, 2024, voters rejected that budget, yet on May 30th, the same 5-6 people, well, the 6 didn't show up today, the same 5 people didn't push through the same thing. Those members raised administrative salaries and extended contracts that weren't due, while teachers lost their jobs. They walked on finance, and then on July 1st, 2025, you walked on the finance director's contract with no public notice. Transparency. Only after 5 new board members were elected in 24-25 did we see accountability, a forensic audit, a budget consultant, a 0% tax increase, and nearly 40 classroom positions restored. The record is clear. Staff cuts, tax hikes, administrative raises came from the current president, vice president, and the 3 members that are up for re-election next year. The Newburgh Teachers Association said it best. We cannot go back. But under the board's leadership, that's exactly what's happening. Back to failed administrators, back to protecting adults over children. This community deserves better, deserves leaders who follow Frederica Warner's example. Service over self. Fairness above politics, and children above your ego and PR firms. You may try to bury audits, reward your friends with jobs, silence your critics, retaliate against teachers who are outspoken, or fire superintendents. But accountability at the ballot box is coming. Enjoy the...
Sir, you are done. Thank you.
You interrupted my time in the beginning.
We restored your time, sir.
She said, I'm American, I have a First Amendment right to speak.
If there is anybody else that would like to address the board on non-agenda items, please step to the podium.
That closes out agenda and non-agenda items. Moving on to Section 5, Superintendent. 5.1, Superintendent's update.
Okay, so we're almost there. So welcome back to school. Will be coming in about 2 weeks for our students. We welcome back staff next week. So I think what's important to know right now on our district website, there is back to school information. One of the things that I've been promoting all throughout the summer has been to make sure that your information is through Infinite Campus, or if there needs to be a stop by to our registration office. Your information is also connected to your bus routes, and just making sure our first day of school for September 4th runs smoothly. Currently on our district website, we have posted transportation schedules. We are routing and rerouting, and that gets updated, so if you're not seeing your route, please check back. There are also school supply lists that are available for you as you go out and shop. I know that we've had a lot of wonderful drives. I know that at our last meeting, I know Dr. Freeman Mack wanted to speak regarding our community partners, so I want to give her a moment to speak about the community partners for the backpack event that was held 2 Saturdays ago.
Thank you. So we had the School is Cool event, and I know we talked about it at the beginning of the last board meeting, but I really wanted to just recognize who came out that day, because it was pretty important. So we had barbershops. We had Rodney Light Rivera from Arc Studios, Louis Medina from Gnostic Cuts, Rob Espinoza from Lion's Den. And I want to shout them out because barbers make a lot of money on a Saturday. But we had these barbers here cutting our students' hair, braiding our girls' hair, cutting our young scholars' hair. And our scholars were looking fierce. They were happy, they were excited that they got their haircuts. And these barbers gave their time, their effort, and they gave up money that they make in the community because they wanted to be here to support our students. On that day, we also received a very generous donation from the New York Immigration Coalition. They were the organization that donated 600 ice creams. There was a long line for ice cream that day, and so many students were able to get free ice cream, and it wasn't hot, but it was hot enough, so it was amazing. There was a spoken word artist here, Mariah Henry. The DJ was T. Dottie. There were community partners from Alpha Phi Alpha. Matthew Tedder was here from the Chess Station, Fearless, Fidelis Care, Head Start, Health First, Hudson Valley Justice Center, Mid-Hudson Valley Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. Molina Health, Rob Munier was here. He is our Newburgh alumni and an amazing muralist and artist. He had tons of kids around his table as well. Every single elementary school, our PTOs, our PTGs were here, our administrators, our assistant principals, our staff from our buildings. Everyone came out to greet our students in this community. We gave out over 1,000 backpacks. That is amazing. Yes, thank you. Orange Ulster BOCES was here. SUNY Orange, the Orange County Health Department. We also had dental screenings and vision screenings as well. The FACE committee did a tremendous job. I have to shout out Tony Roncal. He really spearheaded this event, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman Mack. So I just wanted to also say, as we go through and as we prepare for the start of school, we are also really just wanting to make sure that everyone knows about just updating your information. I cannot stress it enough. It has a direct impact. I know I said it before, and I'm not repeating myself. I'm reminding again how imperative that is for day one as we prepare for transportation and making sure that we can get your students, your children, where they need to be on time. So thank you. I have item 5.2 for your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Item 5.2, resolution to approve request for proposal. Could I get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
And a second we have?
Second.
All right, discussion on 5.2? Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a few questions in regards to 5.2. So what will be the parameters and scope of the work of the Donovan Group, Ms. Peterson?
So we put a request out for proposals for a PR firm, and one of those things was to look for just recruitment ideas for human resources, because as I've stated before, the recruitment and making sure that we put good media out on those sources. Also, there has been some concerns that have been brought to us in the community around our CT center and making sure that that is promoted with a plan. I also think that in the application of a PR firm, we are a district that also has many crisis situations. We also have different events that take place. So as a part of this RFP, we also ask for them to just consult and look at our practices. Is this the best way that we can communicate? What are things that we can do better? And to kind of do almost an inside audit and glance and look at our communication protocols. And if there's a need, also assess what that need is for the size of our district. So the Donovan Group, the reason why they were evaluated and selected was because they solely work with school districts, and they help with school districts' communications, websites, different promotion events around certain things in terms of budget, school programs, opening of schools, and also things, I know one of the examples that the committee looked at was even their bell-to-bell notifications. We did our own bell-to-bell notifications. They had a campaign for that. And I think that a lot of times what we're hearing when we sit in board meetings and we hear from parents is we know what's going on, but we would like to see it in different ways in different locations. So to have that feedback, there was also a point within our communications department, there was also another person within that department to help lift that work. And due to budgetary reasons, that person wasn't continued. It is a large workload, and to look, is that a realistic workload on the day-to-day?
If I might ask you, I love the scope and what they're going to be involved in, what they're going to be doing for the community. But if I could ask you as the acting superintendent, what do you feel will be the immediate concerns that will be the priority of the Donovan Group once they come into the district?
I think that the first thing is also to help us. We've been promoting CT to look at that because I think that there's been a lot of questions. Do we need to hold, what is the feeling? I think that there's also, we have a human resources just to promote our school district and to make sure that the resources are. I know we've expanded postings this summer to some professional NISBA, SANEs to try to recruit and get the word out, but our applicant pool is definitely suffering. So is that because of relations to try to get those positive stories out to kind of counteract some of those, our current image out there. So those are the first two things. And then also to look at our communication protocols. Like look at our crisis format stuff that we're putting out. What are some of the suggestions? Can they coordinate and work along with FACE around our parent communication? Because that's also been a concern. I know this year we're also promoting a family and community engagement surveys to put that out so we can hear from our community. So there's specific points and the parameters that we'll be using also are different things also we put within the RFP if there were board concerns that you guys would also have the ability to also access them. I know with our communications department that is solely, she does come over, our communications department does some support a lot, but then also to give that extra support where the board is needed as well.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson.
Mr. Levinstein, please.
So firstly, I want to say I did not discuss what I wrote down here with Ms. Wallace before I start talking because it seems to echo what she says or goes on. I hope that an important part of this contract will be to help the district with our hiring and employee concerns, including developing with the district strategies and plans for employee recruiting, hiring, and retaining. This is an area where the district needs to do better and needs help. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Bello.
Yes, I would like to know who authorized the RFP?
There's not an authorization at any time. If there's something, I can request an RFP, a request for bids, and I'm bringing that to the board for consideration.
The RFP already went out. The board didn't approve sending it out.
Right. So the RFP, the request for bid process, it is asked, we design an RFP, which was designed. That RFP is put out to the public, it is publicized. We have bidders, as you can see from the resolution. There were 3 people that proposed. That is then reviewed by a committee. And after that is done, a recommendation is made to the board for the approval on the evaluation and selection from the committee around a PO.
Okay, well, I just want to remind you that we have policy 6741 that states that the board directs the purchasing agent to contract and manage an RFP.
We don't need
that is, I am following the process, so this resolution is gonna determine that.
You've already selected someone, though, is what I'm saying. It went out. We had nothing to say about it.
Mr. Shaw, if you can speak about the request for proposals, how that process works?
Do I have consent to speak to the
Yes,
issue?
sir.
Okay, well, generally, that policy would be the way to do it, that the board would indicate a need for an RFP. The way that this was gone about, it's still ultimately a board determination whether you want to have this service. So either you could go back to square one, or you can consider this time.
Okay, so the board tonight has the right to vote this down,
Up or down, right?
correct?
Okay, well, I'd also like to say that we already pay a top-tier salary for a director of communications, and now we're being asked to spend even more taxpayer money on a PR firm. So, and what's that for? It's to polish the image of a district that should be focused on fixing the problems, not spinning them. So in my opinion, this is a misuse of taxpayer funds along with the duplication of services. And I would also like to say that we should work toward fixing the problems and changing the reality here rather than trying to cover them up and try to spin things. Because once we change the reality and have the necessary frontline workers who will work toward improving student outcomes. And as a consequence of that, that will improve the data. And once we improve literacy and graduation rates and numerous other issues and concerns that we have here, the district has so many assets. I mean, it would sell itself. But we just need to, stay guided into exactly what, using our resources effectively. I think that this is a duplication of services. I
Thank you,
don't
Ms.
agree
Bell.
with it.
Ms. Boucher?
I have two things. Ms. Roaring, was this a budgeted ad in the budget that we voted on in April?
There were contractual services funds allocated in the communications department, yes.
Okay. In reading through the document that was provided to us, I do want to note there is no mention of recruitment in this notion, like this bid structure that they have on here. They have communication strategy, content creation, crisis communication, graphic design, issue management, media relations and training, marketing campaigns, communication, social media management, and video production, but there's no position recruitment.
That would be for the marketing campaigns around human resources.
Okay.
That would be the.
I just want to be clear on that. And then I just want to note that back in May and June, when we had the whole discussion on the director of communication position, the main point from the people that wanted to keep that position was that the position was communications, public relations, marketing campaigns, media relations, so on and so forth. I understand that the size of our district is what it is, and that department is one person. However, the size of the district is not going to change in the next year. So if it's voted on, if people say yes to it, we have to also think about what happens next year. And I just want to make note of that. I had received an email from the director of communications where she noted that she had created a cohesive branding model for the district. And if that's what the job is and we're paying for that job, then I want to make sure that we're following that structure, and that if one person is not enough for it, that we're also planning for next year.
Right. I think that what's important to note is that all the time, I think that especially in a larger district, what happens is we think one person can carry the load of 3 or 4 people. And when this was, when we started to look at communication structure, even 2 years ago when we went down to communication strategists, if I look at similar sized districts and communication strategies, there's a lot of time where there's a question, why don't we have this or that communicated? When I look at the structures of those department, case in point, I know that we looked at another enlarged city school district that is an hour up the road, their communication department has 5 people assigned to it. We have 1 person and we are expecting a top notch. The things that are done and the things that we have done well in terms of communication, we look at our we look at our calendars, we look at our communications that we get. It doesn't mean that we don't need insight sometimes to say, how can we make it better? And I think that a part of whether I add a different position or get an insight from a professional of whether or not we're using the best strategy is a good idea to say, okay, we have a lot of complaints when we are in a board meeting that talks about communication. How are we interacting with the community? How can we expand our offerings with the community? How can we be more transparent? So we have a system. We want to have reflection around that system. I also have special projects that are coming up that are one-time communication things that will take my resources away. Launching a building is a huge thing. Where we are at in terms of hiring and recruitment is a huge thing. Social media is another huge thing. I'm adding and adding and adding, and I need to be able to support the department in making sure that we get those messages out. And if I don't have another set of hands, how can I do that in a fiscally responsible manner? It is hiring a consultant firm to see, is this something valid? Is it needed? After the reflection and going through this process and interaction for the year, they're going to be able to make a recommendation. Are you too short-staffed? Are there more funds that should be allocated? Or do we want to just maintain the agreement? And those will be budget decisions and talks that we will have.
I think the common denominator here is we all agree we need more help with communications. And I think we could also agree that if I doubled the size of the department, it would cost significantly more than $65,000. It would cost the salary of a person, plus benefits, retirement, et cetera. So $65,000 to hire a firm that will do this for us in a professional way that doesn't have to come up to speed with anything more than learning a bit about our district, I think that's a very healthy investment for the district.
Forgot to add. The other thing that I want to add is when you bring a consultant firm, they have to interact with the district. So our director of communication is not on the the outside, she's on the inside directing what has to be done. It doesn't discount her worth to the district, it actually improves it in terms of guiding. These are the things that we have done, what are the recommendations, these are what I'm seeing, what can be done. So I think that that's another thing that I want to make sure that I'm stating clearly.
Is there any other discussion on this item? Anyone else? Sir.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
That item passes.
Thank you, that concludes my items.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. We're moving to board president. I only have one item, 6.1, resolution for a second reading and adoption of policy 1230, public comment at board meetings. And just my discussion is we'll be going back to 5 minutes for agenda, non-agenda. Non-agenda will follow agenda. And at the end of the meeting, we will have 16 minutes, which equates to 8 2-minute segments to discuss any agenda items that were brought up during the meeting. Those are the major changes. Can I get a motion and a second? Or
So moved.
Second.
any further discussion?
Just one question, Mr. President. At the end of the meeting, you're bringing up, you're saying we can talk, the audience can talk about agenda items that were discussed in the meeting. Sometimes there are other items that are discussed in the meeting that aren't agenda items. So are you restricting them from bringing that up for discussions that we have about other items?
Right now, as it's written, it's agenda items, sir.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
So at the policy committee meeting, you guys talked about an amendment?
That is correct. There's 3 amendments, I believe, to change on the item, on the document that was sent out to the public. In the 5th paragraph, where it says the parent of a student, I think we changed it to the parent or guardian of a student. And, hold on.
The first paragraph at the end where it says non-agenda items, it's just going to say agenda. The 5th paragraph, you're adding guardian after parent of a student or guardian.
That is correct. In the first paragraph, the last sentence should strike non-agenda items should be agenda items, because the discussion was that that portion of the meeting was put there in case anyone sat through the meeting and it was something they wanted to discuss that was part of the agenda.
Yes, sir. Okay, can we get a motion and a second on amending? And this vote is just for, are we going to amend?
So moved.
Second.
So motion on the amendment. Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, can we get a motion and a second on the resolution as amended?
Point of order, you just need a roll call as amended, sir.
As amended, okay.
Roll call as amended. Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay? Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
That item passes.
Thank you. We are at item 7, Clerk of the Board, Mr. McCoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the approval of the minutes from the August 12th, 2025 meeting.
Thank you. Good motion and a second on this?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, let's call the roll.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeRay?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
That concludes my items, Mr. President.
Thank you. Section 8, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources. Good evening, Ms. Holder.
Good evening. I have items number 8.1 to 8.21 on consent for your consideration.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Mr. Levinstein, excuse me.
8.4.
Okay. Mr. Howard.
8.5, 8.11.
Ms. Bella.
819,
Okay.
8.1.
8.1. Okay. Ms. Boucher.
I'm sorry. Can we separate out on 8.1, A, number 5, and B, number 12 specifically?
A5.
If you're going to do it like that, you need the motion in a second to amend 8.1. If you're going to do it like that.
We're separating it out first. Do you want to wait?
Well, let's do the rest, and then we'll go back.
Okay.
Okay. So we have 8.1 to 8.21, minus 8.4, 8.5, 8.11, 8.19, 8.1. Okay, the entire section of 8.1. Okay. So,
So you need a motion and a second on the HR agenda minus 8.1, 8.4, 8.5, 8.11, and 8.19.
So moved.
Second.
any discussion? Mr. Levinstein, go ahead, please.
Okay, so firstly, I have the question, like I always do. Ms. Holder, is the following an accurate description of the Human Resources Agenda as presented now? HR items A through 11, including appointments, change of statuses, leave of absences, and resignations, including 23 professional appointments, which include 6 special education teachers and 11 teaching assistants. Supplemental memorandum of agreement between the district and administrators union for Project Hope Summers Program. Approve a contract in lieu of probation. Approve directors for phys ed and health, secondary STEM, exceptional learners and literacy. Approve coordinator of restorative justice, interim athletic director. Approve a teacher on special assignment for school transformation instruction specialist for the 25-26 school year. Approve My Brother's Keeper facilitator stipend funded by MBK grant. Family and community engagement after hours work funded by federal funds. 5th to 6th grade orientation and 9th grade transition orientation appointments. 2025 extended school year appointments, 2025 coaching appointments. Approve school leadership teams, AED and first aid training stipend, termination of an employee, tenure recommendation, and acting purchasing agent. Is that correct as how it's presented as of now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next is 8.4, please.
So point of order, sir? You got to vote. Right. Roll call on the consent items. Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 8.4.
You're at 8.1, sir.
I was going to do that at the end, but go in order. Okay. I was going with the easy ones. All right. 8.1. Get a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Can I
Thank
make
you.
a motion to amend to pull out A number 5 and B number 12 to vote on separately?
Okay. We get a motion in a second on amending
You said you're amending A5 and
and B12.
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 Get a motion in a second on amending.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call to amend.
Moving A5 and B12. Roll call. Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein?
No.
Ms. Politi?
No.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
No.
Mr. Duray?
No.
Motion to amend fails.
Thank you. Okay, we're voting on 8.1 as it's published. Get a motion.
There's a roll call. Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Ms. Boucher?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
That item passes.
Thank you. 8.4. Get a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
I'd like to make a motion to amend to the terminology from position of coordinator of restorative justice to supervisor of restorative justice. That's on this resolution twice. So changing coordinator to supervisor.
Thank you, sir. Can we get a motion and a second to amend?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Now we did a vote on the amended item.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 8.5, motion and a second, please.
Motion to table?
Got to be on the floor, sir. Point of order.
Get a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Motion to table.
Thank you. There's a motion to table on the floor. Get a motion and a second.
Second.
Second. Call the roll to table.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
No.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein?
No.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
That item passes to table.
Okay, thank you. Item 8.11, got a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Got a second, please?
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Howard?
Thank you, Mr. President. So the resolution reads, perform work necessary for FACE after hours. So are we cutting the hours of the FACE team?
Please. Yes, sir.
So this is basically to approve necessary work for after hours. So it is something that has to be approved by a board. So if there's an after-school event or an after-hour event, that we are going to be paying them their contractual rate.
So the members of family community engagement, because I see them everywhere. I mean, they are the face of the community. Everywhere I go, I see them at events. So I was just concerned that we were cutting their hours. I was gonna say, how are we cutting hours
No.
for such an important department? So,
It's to be board approved. that
board
you're-
approved?
Yes.
So we're not cutting the hours? Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion on this item? Call the vote, please.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Thank you. 8.19, get a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on 8.19? Call the roll.
Ms. Boucher? Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
That item passes.
Thank you. Item 9. Good evening, Ms. Roaring.
Good evening. The Finance Division had items 9.1 to 9.10 on consent for your consideration this evening.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Any discussion? Call the roll.
We need a motion and second, sir.
So moved.
And a second?
So moved?
Second.
I'm losing my rhythm here.
Roll call. Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes my items.
Thank you. Item 10, Assistant Superintendent, CIO, DPO, Mr. McGrath. Good evening.
Thank you. The Division of Technology and Data presents for the board's consideration on consent items 10.1 and 10.2.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Can you get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on these items? Looks good.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Thank you. This concludes my items.
Thank you. Item 11, Assistant Superintendent, Curriculum and Instruction, Elementary.
Hi, Mr. President. May I actually remove 11.4? We can
We
table
can
it?
table the
We can
motion.
table it.
Okay,
Yes, please.
when we get there. Okay. Would anybody like to separate out any of these items? Separate out 11.4.
Point of order, somebody should separate out 11.4.
Ms.
Can I
Boucher?
separate out 11.3 and 11.4?
11.3 and 11.4, okay.
11.3, let's see.
Okay, so we have 11.1 and 11.2. Get a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
Mr. Howard?
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello?
Yes.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Durag.
Yes. Item 11.3, got a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on this item? Ms. Boucher?
Which grades is this program specifically for?
So it's actually not my item. Dr. Freeman Mack, would you like to chime in?
Absolutely. So expeditionary learning is for South Middle School for grades 6, 7, and 8 for their English department. It is part of their school comprehensive educational plan.
Okay, thank you.
Apologies, it ended up on my agenda, so.
Okay, any further discussion? 11.3? Call the vote.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Politi,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
No.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
No.
Ms. Boucher,
No.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Durag,
Yes.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
That item passes.
Thank you. 11.4, get a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you.
And a motion to table?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Get a roll call on motion to table.
You need a second on that, sir.
Second.
Roll call to table. Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher,
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Durag,
Yes.
Mr. Howard. Yes. Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Politi.
Yes.
That concludes my items. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 12, Assistant Superintendent, C&I, Secondary, Dr. Soto.
Good evening, Mr. President. Our division presents items 12.1 and 12.2 for the board's consideration on consent.
Thank you. Would anybody like to separate out either item?
12.1.
Okay, thank you. Okay, get a motion and a second on 12.1.
So moved?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion on 12.1? Mr. Levinstein?
So, there has been some noise against Mr. Howard and I attending the New York State School Board Conference. There are a couple of things I wish to point out and clarify. We were not selected to attend this conference. We asked to attend because Phil and I are keenly aware of the benefits of attending this intense 2.5-day school board conference, which includes classes, seminars, speakers, meeting, etc. Any sitting board member can attend if they are willing to give their time and their energy to take part in. All they have to do is ask. The classes are taught or facilitated by New York State School Board Association personnel or by experienced school district personnel. Newburgh even has a team for one of the classes. This is the list. I'm going to give you the list of 11 classes that are given in just the Friday, 10:45 to noon timeframe. So you can see what classes we could attend and learn about. So I'm going to read it fast. A non-traditional school-based approach to sensory and emotional regulation, bridging the gap, transforming school board policies into acceptable, engaging resources, empowering education with AI, the future of individualized instruction, empowering Latina students, leadership, mentorship, and civic engagement, from classroom to career, bridging the skills gap to drive workforce development, from your board to the Capitol, engaging in New York State School Board Association's advocacy efforts, investing in the future, COMEX School District's innovative approach to financial literacy, maximizing resources, elevating outcomes, and a data-driven approach to school improvement, mitigating risk in the school setting, the do's and don'ts of executive session, the promise of upstream prevention, profound new evidence on reducing youth suicide. So those are the 11 classes in one time period. There are 7 time periods on Friday and Saturday. There are many informative educational classes that you can attend. So you can consider that this is professional development for school board members.
Howard.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, to be perfectly honest with you, I was not going to even dignify the attacks on what Mark just read about us being selected to go to New York State School Board Association convention, but since he started, I think I'm going to finish it. The NSBA convention is used for professional development for school board members throughout New York State. Gives you an opportunity to go up there and see things outside the box, see what's going on throughout the state to sharpen your skill set as a board member. I understand we do have board members who do work, and they work full-time, and it's understandable. But me being retired gives me an opportunity to attend these events, attend these conventions, and try to bring that skill set back to this district to help the work that is being done with the scholars and other things within our district. So me responding, I shouldn't have, but I think I had to. You know, what is learned up there at NSBA, if in fact you can get there as a board member, I would implore board members to try to go there at least once and see what is actually going on throughout New York State for school board knowledge. There's a legal convention that's up there every year that brings you up to speed on the legal changes that are going on from an educational perspective throughout the state to keep you abreast of what you need to know or should be aware of to bring it back to our district. So that being said, out.
Mr. Howard thought he was last, but he's not.
I have a question.
I have a comment. My comment is this: I am so proud to work with people who want to participate in professional development. Professional development. You don't have to be a paid professional to be a professional. Just look at our volunteer fire departments and how professional they are. I'll put some facts to it. In 24-25 and July of 24, we elected new board officers that had no experience whatsoever, none. And one of them is making a lot of the criticism here. I checked mathematically. I went back to the purchase orders, and there was one virtual course taken for a day, another virtual course taken for a half day by one person. There was no professional development done with the board outside of the required training. And that's off the purchase order record. If that's incorrect, it's off of the records of the school. So I commend Mr. Howard, Mr. Levenstein, for taking their personal time, their personal vehicles, and traveling to this conference to make this district better. It's very important that we do that, so thank you. Hello?
Yeah, I had a different question. It wasn't on that. But this one other MBK community gathering, I guess, it says at no cost, but then underneath it, it says funding source MBK Alliance.
What item are you on?
Oh, 12.1.
Okay.
But it's like the second paragraph.
Okay.
So
So we spoke about that last meeting, that we were awarded a national honor to be a part of the MBK Alliance. So they're selecting, and they're the person that is sponsoring that trip. So that's who's funding it, but it's not at any cost to the district. So this was the last meeting we talked about being selected as a part of MBK, a national recognition. So there's a conference that has to support that work. Okay?
Okay, can we get a vote on 12.1?
Roll call on 12.1. Ms. Thomasina Bello?
No.
Nope. Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard?
Abstain.
Mr. Levenstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
yes.
That item passes.
Thank you. Item 12.2, get a motion on a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion on 12.2? Good to go.
Ms. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. Bergarelli?
Yes.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Yes. Mr. Levenstein?
Yes.
Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
That item passes.
That concludes my items. Thank you.
Item 13, Assistant Superintendent Exceptional Learners, Mr. McGrath tonight.
Sure. The Division of Exceptional Learners presents for the board's consideration items 13.1.
Thank you. Get a motion and a second on 13.1?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Ms. Boucher.
Can you just next meeting or at some point in the next few weeks, just provide to us, like, in the realm of special education, how many CSE meetings, percentage-wise, are left to be completed prior to the start of the school year, just so that we can ensure that the needs are being met of all the students? Thank you.
Because some of it, just kind of where we are with the CSE process.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And I know you can't provide, like, student-specific information, but just a general percentage of how much is complete and how much is left.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Any further discussion on 13.1? Call the roll.
Roll call, Mr. Bergarelli,
Yes.
Mr. Duray,
Yes.
Mr. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Levinstein,
Yes.
Ms. Politi,
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Thomasina Bello,
Yes.
Ms. Boucher.
Yes.
Thank you. This concludes my items.
Thank you. I don't believe there's a need to go into executive session. So before we adjourn, there's somebody in the room that over the last several years I've gotten to know, appreciate their professionalism. She's sitting in the back, Sue Valentino. Congratulations on your tenure. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. It's very, very appreciated. Thank you. Dr. Mack.
Thank you. I just wanted to talk about Jumpstart Jamboree. I'm so excited about it. So last week we had Jumpstart Jamboree, and Jumpstart Jamboree in school is cool, and I admitted this before, and I apologize. And I'm looking at my fellow in the back, and he's going to talk about me. So Jumpstart Jamboree and School is Cool are both My Brother's Keeper initiatives. Jumpstart Jamboree is supported by the Challenge Grant, and School is Cool is supported by the MBK Family Community Engagement Grant. So I have to say that. The fellows this year are phenomenal, especially that one back there, Mr. Ford. And they support every single thing that we do. Stand up, young man. So at Jumpstart Jamboree this year, we had a tremendously incredible day. It was July 20th. It rained, and we were kind of worried. We were like, oh, who's going to come? Everybody came. We had about, I don't know, maybe 500 to 600 families that came out for Jumpstart Jamboree in the pouring rain, which was beautiful. Yeah. Nike was there to support us. They provided games. Our high school varsity basketball team came out and did some activities with the cuties. Health First was there. There was tabling from every single elementary school that has a pre-K program, which was phenomenal, so that parents could meet and see folks. We had our principals there from every single one of our elementary schools that has a pre-K program. Our MBK fellows were there giving out books and book bags. We had different vendors from the community. We also had some Valley Food Bank giving out food. We gave out clothing to those families that needed it as well. The transportation department was there with the big bus and the little yellow bus that was talking to all the kids, and they loved it. Every single kid got a character backpack for pre-K, which means they got a backpack with unicorns on it, or stars, or the solar system, or dinosaurs, or zoo animals, whatever they wanted. They loved it. They tried it on. But they also got this little cool kit too, which is in English and Spanish, and it says ready for school, and it has books and pencils and crayons in it. And we really loved on our community and our parents, and we're ready for pre-K. Jumpstart Jamboree was a huge, huge, huge success, and thank you to everyone who participated.
So as we close out the meeting, I do definitely want to echo thank you, congratulations, and thank you, Mrs. Valentino, for your hard work that you do daily in managing a building of 33,000 plus students and probably 200 staff. And it's not an easy job, and I know you give your all every day, and I appreciate it, and I appreciated where you're going to take it, and how much over the last year, even with our school improvement, how we have grown. So I thank you. for your service and your dedication to the district. On another note, I know that there was also a retirement on that agenda. And Mr. Velez. I cannot tell you, and I'm getting emotional every time I call. Actually, when I see his phone number come up, I'm always like, oh my goodness, what does Mr. Velez want? But every single time that there is an issue, if there is a concern, he always answers his phone, and he services these buildings in this massive, massive district. And it's something that, you know, I don't think people understand. It's like having 14 individual houses and one huge mansion. And I think that some, you know, NFA main is the mansion in just covering and answering and responding to all the building needs and managing staff. So thank you, Mr. Velez. It is going to be very, very difficult to fill your shoes. And we've been starting and we're trying to fill, and you have been such an asset to this district, and we thank you. We thank you. I didn't want to accept it. He kind of slid it into me, but I knew it was coming. We appreciate you, and, you know, thank you for all of your work. Thank you.
I know we'd like to continue, but we're at adjournment. So get a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call for adjourn.
Mr. Duray?
Yes.
Mr. Howard? Mr. Levinstein? Ms. Politi?
Yes.
Ms. Christine Bello?
Yes.
Thomasina Bello?
Yes.